Hi all again out there, and welcome to another unscripted Flicks Picks review. And of course this is the second episode in my Avengers setup month, which is The Incredible Hulk. Now this is a fantastic improvement on 2003's Ang Lee Hulk movie in my opinion, but sadly didn't perform that well at the box office, which was a real shame, seeing as this really hit the ground running and didn't just take elements from the comics but also from the 1970s TV series with Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno. And this features a fantastic cast with Edward Norton playing Bruce Banner, Liv Tyler as Betty Ross, and William Hurt as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. Basically, this takes place 5 years after the origin, where Banner is working at a bottling factory in Rio de Janeiro, while searching for a cure for the Hulk. Online, he collaborates with a colleague he knows only as Mr. Blue, and to whom he is Mr. Green. He is also learning meditative breathing techniques to try and control the creature. And thankfully it's been 158 days since he transformed, due to the fact that he has stayed away from people who would probably make him angry and he'd end up turning into the creature. However, unfortunately, he does try and keep this under control, but sadly what happens is some troublemakers at the factory start beating him while the army is on his tail, and he becomes the Hulk and deals with the troublemakers. However, once Banner emerges, he realizes that he has to go to America and try and figure out what's going on. And this, of course, is where he meets back up with Betty Ross, and they realise that their romance is still apparent, and of course he finally meets Dr. Samuel Stearns, who is actually Mr. Blue. But unfortunately the army also catch up with him and trap him in a glass hallway, throwing tear gas in, causing him to become the Hulk again. So eventually it just gets to the point where Banner is thinking to himself, okay, this has got to be over and done with. So he talks to Samuel Stearns and fortunately is able to hopefully rid himself of the Hulk once and for all, or so it may seem, until Emil Blonsky becomes the Abomination. So therefore Banner decides to jump out the helicopter and actually become the Hulk again. And a big battle ensues between them. And thankfully Bruce changes just in time before he's killed from a drop that high. And then, of course, after that, Banner, as the Hulk, decides to just flee the town again and go to somewhere remote. Instead of trying to suppress his transformation, he attempts to control it instead, and it actually works, and a grin appears on his face. And then, of course, we all know what happens in a short scene just before the credits, where Tony Stark comes in and reveals that a team is being formed. And I think you all know what team that is. Now, my honest opinion on this is it's a really good movie for what it is. It's just a shame that Edward Norton isn't going to be part of the Avengers movie. And as a final verdict, I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. And I shall see you guys next week for Iron Man 2. See you all on the next one, and take care.